Yes, it is. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. Because if there's already water there, then why would they be there? They're not going to be there at this time of the year. No, it's not. It's not. You're not listening. Can you shake it? Can you shake it? Good girl, good girl. So, 2023, eh? Where do I even start? Well, for me, it was a very, very quick year, and it was a year of learning. I learned a lot about myself and about YouTube, and even more about hunting and the dogs. But I just want to recap on the whole YouTube side of things. It was tough for me only because I kept getting strikes against my name, to the point where I thought for sure that I was going to get a third strike and banned from YouTube. That wasn't the case. I was writing emails back and forth to YouTube explaining the hunting side of things as to why there were certain things viewed in my videos, and in the end they end up coming around, and over time they let me continue on, removed those strikes, and now I can be uploading again. Another thing with YouTube was it was a good year for that I didn't. It was a good year for me that I didn't upload as much as I wanted to, because at the same time I felt like I was pushing the whole subscribe a bit too much and forgetting about why I started the channel. And the main reason I started this channel was to diary these dogs, because I know they're not going to be around forever, and how long, or shall I say how short, a dog's life really is, especially in the hunting game. I definitely wanted to document it all. But 2023 started off a little rough for me. I had Diesel get stuck in a very tight spot with a angry ball, which saw him end up needing some stitches and surgery, which is not a good start for my mascot for his year. Then it also seen Jet. Jet got hit. No, Jet didn't. Well, Jet got hit, but he also, the reason why he got hit was, well, again, that he got caught in a tight spot. But what happened was the pig actually grabbed him on the shoulder, and the bottom tusk actually went under Jet's armpit, and that ended up obviously puncturing a hole in pretty deep. So then he went down for a little bit. So straight off the bat for 2023, I had those two kelpies down and out for the first month or so, which wasn't, I don't want to say it's not a bad thing, it's not a good thing, that's for sure. But to have those two dogs down, especially not Diesel, especially Jet, because Jet's just come along so he's come so far, and he's just such a good dog. He's up there just as good as Jack, believe it or not, if not better. So to have him down. But what I was going to say was, but because of the time of the year and it's still raining and that, I was lucky that, you know, I wasn't going to hunt them as much throughout the wet season. But one thing, before I go into 2023, I wanted to go back a bit. 2022, the end of 2022, I decided to take on another pup and add it to the pack, as the older dogs are getting to this age now. Jack and Jet are going to get to this age, and now I've gone back to a pup, and that's all. Jade joined the pack. Jade is the same line as Jack, which is Catahoula Kelpie. And if you have a look behind me, which is the same as this one here, this is Sam. Sam's also a Catahoula Kelpie. It's the same line, same breed, they all are. I rate them quite highly, and that's why I went with that dog again. I didn't get a female dog to breed. She's been desexed. She was desexed immediately. Jade's an interesting pup. She Didn't get along with one of our other smaller dogs straight away, but over time they managed to come around and get along. So it was really good to see that happen in the end. So with having the new pup being a part of the pack, getting her in 2022, there was pretty much only one goal for me for 2023, and that was to get her up and going. Once she got to an age, I thought she was maybe not so much an age, but definitely a size where, you know, she can at least walk around in the bush and start following me around and start getting, you know, a sniff, a whiff, getting amongst the scent. The sooner you can get a pup out amongst the action, the better, I reckon. I don't go for the whole, oh no, you gotta wait till she's 8 months, 9 months. Like, to me, I'm like, no, that's too long. The sooner you can get your pup out there, the better. I'm sure most of us would agree with that. So back on what I was saying is, for 2023, the whole focus was on Jade. And dare I say it, she had a very good start. Like, the dogs that she's surrounded by, which also leads to the amount of pigs and the size of the pigs, the decent pigs and all that kind of thing, really gives her a good chance to become hopefully a finder in the future. So that's all it was. That was the whole focus for the year. Like I was saying earlier with the whole YouTube, I didn't get to upload as much as I wanted to, but it also led to me understanding what the channel was about again. I'm happy I did that. I was happy that I actually got banned at times. So then the focus of 2024 now will be definitely back on the dogs, not pushing everybody onto the channel. So to start the year off, all we did was head on out, obviously, and just get pigs, and it didn't matter what size these pigs were. All we wanted to do, because at the same time, the guy that I hunt with, Jeremy, my hunting buddy, he also got a pup. So our focus was just to pump as many pigs as we can into these pups. Pump as many pigs as we can into these pups. And that's exactly what we did. And we were quite fortunate, to be honest, because we saw some good pigs, definitely at the start of the year. And as I'm sure most of you are aware, as that water is so high up, it pushes those bigger boars out wandering, and you get to see some real healthy pigs, and that was a really good start for them. So you would have seen some of those photos I put up, and they were obviously of good boars that we had got throughout the start of the year. I just wanted to talk about some of the videos and some of the highlights of the year. Straight off the bat, show the first boar we got. This one was an interesting one because, again, you get to a spot, wherever that may be, and if you're not ready, this is a perfect example of what can happen. So you'll see the footage now where they've got this pig all rounded up, and you'll notice that these dogs aren't wearing plates. Call it what you want, it is what it is. But straight away you can see, that's what I'm saying, that Jade was able to see straight away what she was in for, what she had signed up for. This pig it's probably standard, the size of that pig. That pig is probably standard for the areas that we hunt. It was quite aggressive, quite nasty, but at the same time, it's that annoying size for me, because Jack and Jet still think that they can lug at times. Like, if one does it, then the other one will do it. And if Nero's there, and if he does this annoying nip, where he nips at these pigs, and it just aggravates them even more, I'm sure of it. Can you not do that, Nero, anymore? So the next episodes I wanted to speak about, because I'm not going to speak about every single episode, just the ones that I wanted to highlight for the year. There was a lot more footage I got throughout the year that I didn't get to post, and I know I've said that already at the start of the video, so I'm just touching base on the ones that I wanted to speak about. Next ones I wanted to speak about was the ones where I attempted to weigh these pigs. I bought a lift and lock with the intention to obviously weigh pigs and weigh a lot of pigs, and I still will when I do some more solo trips come the dry season. I'll do it. It's just that I learned that you definitely need to be a bit more prepared for it. Not just, oh, we've caught this pig 600 meters away from the car. Are you going to drag it to the car? Can you drive the car to the pig? Well, if you can't, then it's probably not worth doing, in my opinion. Then you gotta, don't know. All I'm saying is that need to be a lot more prepared. But in the first episode where I attempted to weigh the pig, I wanted to talk about how the dogs got that ball. I rate my dogs quite highly. I'm not competing with whether your dogs are better than my dogs. All I'm saying is I rate my dogs very highly in regards to work ethic and finding pigs. That's why I always say looking to find a pig and not see a pig, because that's exactly what they do. I dare say they work overtime. They work hard in these areas, especially areas that get hunted close to home. They do really well at getting them. So anything that's, you know, a bit more rich in area, and I know there's pigs there, it's easy work. But these areas that are more challenging, I enjoy it. And in this particular episode, it was still wet. We were coming off the wet season and slowly entering the dry, and they were working hard, and they were going in and out. Oh, in the middle of production, hang on. Yes, you were in this one. They were working hard, going in and out, and I knew that something was around. They obviously knew that something was around, but you know, when it's with your dogs, you know that they're getting keen, and you understand, you know, you can read them, you know something's about to go down. I think something's about to happen. Something's about to go down. That's exactly what happened on this, in this case. And again, Jade got to see it, and I enjoy this time of year when it's all luscious and green. It's still a bit wet, because I have to work even harder when it's wet. The scent tends to be a bit harder to pick up, but again, they do such a great job on getting amongst it and finding the pigs. This ball, it ended up in the water, so I don't show too much footage of me attempting to spear it, but I get the job done. And then I didn't think much of those pig draggers, and it's got nothing to do with anyone who sells them. No one gives them to me or anything like that, but I will say that they actually are quite handy. So thanks fam for the supplying those from Cane Pigs. I managed to get the, when you're on your own, you really do appreciate it, because it's better than trying to grab that pig by the foot and drag it up a bank. You know, on your own, it's all slippery and whatnot. When you got that leverage on that pig dragger, it's really handy. So back to the whole weighing of pigs. I am keen to see if I'm accurate, or at least a little bit accurate, in regards to calling the weight on these pigs. They're probably, you know, it's like a meatery. Everyone calls a meatery when they first see it jump out of the water. It ends up being like a 92, 93 or something. And I don't want it to be like that, where I'm like, oh yeah, just look at it and go, oh yeah, that's an 80, when it's probably like a 70, 65. You remember, some of these pigs are just, healthy, just real healthy. So they worked really hard getting that. And then the next pig was even more interesting, because you've got to remember that these people's property that I enter won't allow firearms, and that's just because they don't understand that I'm not shooting pigs from a distance. I'm shooting them from very close range, but that's irrelevant. So I have to respect that, and that's where the spear comes into play. It's not for torture, and please believe when I say it's not for torture. I try and aim for the heart every single time, and as you know, pigs have that padding along their shoulder there, so if you're trying to spear that way to try and get something that's in there, it can be quite difficult, so I don't show it as much. Maybe that's the thing for Patreon in the future. But that next boar that I got, this is a perfect example of why I wanted to weigh pigs. It was a pig that was lean, mean, looked big, but when we dragged it out of the bush, it was what we called it inflatable. It had nothing in it. Its stomach was nothing. It was like it was real scroungy. So obviously that time of year was more towards the end of the dry. And again, trying to weigh that pig with the setup that we had, chucking ropes over trees and trying to use come-alongs and chains and all sorts of things, trying to make things work, it just wasn't happening. But again, trying to get my point across is that how hard these dogs work. And that pig, those two pigs, the first pig that I was talking about with weighing, it was a real healthy pig. And then the second one that I was talking about that we tried to weigh wasn't as healthy, but it was quite aggressive. And that was quite a highlight for Jade and all of us for that matter. They were good pigs. So with all that pig action throughout the year, continuously getting blocked, like I've already said multiple times, started bringing us towards the end of the year and wrapping it up. By this time, these dogs were firing. It was quite good to see how hard they were working, as always. Jade was starting to jump from the ute. Griff was bailing boars on his own. Griff's the other pup that we were training. And so that was really shaping up a good finish towards the end of the year. And you'll see in these next bit of footage, the next bit of footage that I'm about to show you guys is all these pigs that these dogs just made look so easy. In this particular episode I'm about to show you was Jack and Griff were the highlights. Jack ended up managing to get a couple of boars, and we were, in this particular area, we were quite aware of pig movement, considering we spent enough time there, and we knew that they weren't going to be in one area, they were going to be in this particular creek. We know that they feed in there that time of year, and it paid dividends. Even coming back to the car, we thought that's quite strange. We thought there might be a few more up that creek, and sure enough, on the way back, Jack ended up getting another boar. However, from that little ordeal, Jack ended up getting hit, and he's got the Fenton Industries, I think it is, breastplates. Might not be the plates for him, like they're good because you don't want to restrict the dog either. You want him to be able to move quickly, otherwise that's how he will get stuck and that's how he will get hit. But either way, he still got hit, and that put him out of action, which led me to the next pig I'm about to show you. These dogs were jumping from the ute, and they were jumping too early because when you first go out, and when I say first go, when you go out for the night and you start hunting, and all the dogs just want to get off the ute and they just want to start, and you want to get that out of them. And that's what we thought was going on, but they were just too keen. So we ended up getting out of the car and just sort of working out what they were jumping on, as in, like, we knew they were jumping on scent, but what else was around, and we could see that there was good feed around for them. So we were pretty adamant that there would be something around, and sure enough, in this particular hunt we took one of my old dogs, which is Nero. Nero's not retired, neither is Diesel, by the way. They're semi-retired, but they're always there if Jack and Jet go down, that I know that I can fall back on them, which hopefully Jade will step up soon and sort of take that place as well. But again, it was awesome to see these dogs work. Griff stepped up. Nero showed that he still had it. And this pig, again, I wish we had the scales. We were close to the car, but we didn't have the setup, so that was unfortunate. But it was a really good pig, and that was for us that was a really good finish to the year. It just started getting hotter and hotter, and the hunting during the day definitely slowed down. And then as the rain starts setting in, it starts getting to that sort of, I'm going to call it no good period or gammon period, where there's too much water to drive in the spots, and there's not enough water to push those pigs out. So again, I spend most of my hunts either in my car or on foot, and it's up to me if I want to walk in and push through some of that area and get to those pigs, which sometimes it's worth it, and I probably will do that at the start of 2024. So with all that said, I do have, same as last year I guess, or same as this year that I'm making this video, that I had a lot of plans to do more things. I did a lot of work this year, and that's going to be paying dividends for next year in 2024. Got a few things lined up, and it's actually shaping up already to be a good year. The main focus is, like I said, is really going to be the dogs. I have started another YouTube channel because I do miss my fishing, and for those of you who don't know, I'm a fisher before a hunter. Been doing fishing a lot longer. I'm not saying I'm any good at it, I'm just saying that I enjoy it. And if you want to get over to that channel, that's we live, work and play in croc country, and the dogs will be on there. And that's one thing I wanted to do, was take the dogs fishing and that. I didn't want fishing to be on the hunting channel. I wanted it to be on the fishing channel, so I'll be doing a bit of that. If you live in Darwin, know what the TEBS is, I'll be participating in the TEBS this year. Sorry, I'll be participating in TEBS next year in 2024. Pretty much Jade and Griff are pretty much ready to go, so we've got a pretty good pack of dogs. I don't want to jinx anything. The hunting will stay the same. I've got a few more cameras that I'm working on. Sorry, not working on. When I say working on, I mean putting together in certain areas where I'm allocating cameras to dogs. I've now got a GoPro to get better footage from the car, and I've got the GoPro on the stick and GoPro on the spear. So I've got a few cameras now. So my main goal is, one, focus on the dogs, and two, focus on the quality of content that I'm going to provide for you guys, and hopefully a lot longer footage. If that means, I've got to do a few more hunts to get better footage, that's what I'm going to be doing. And yeah, it should be a really good year, honestly. I might even end up out at the cat training ground. If you don't know where that is, you might want to stay tuned. Not for this episode, but I mean, stay tuned to the channel. Because they will be good episodes if I can make my way out there, which I intend to do. Alright, until then, thank you for all your support for 2023, and I hope you guys can appreciate the content and what it takes to get the content, and appreciate the effort that goes in. Definitely, it's definitely a two-way street. I can't thank you guys enough. You guys are the ones that make all this possible, and I just want to share all my dogs' good times, ups and downs, and show that not all pig hunters are bad people. We all do. Most hunters, I would like to think, all love their dogs just as much as I do, and if not more than myself. But until then, stay safe, and we'll see you in the new year. Cheers, guys.